Butcher wakes up Samir, demanding he create a stronger dose of the soup virus to take down Homelander. Samir hesitates, worried that they might use this same dose against Victoria. In a final farewell to his dad, Huey scatters his father's ashes during a Made in Manhattan walking tour with Daphne, Starlight, MM, and Kimiko. He tells Daphne about Frenchie turning himself in for his past murders working for a Russian mob boss. But their conversation is interrupted by a protester shouting "Abortion is murder" at Starlight. Huey tells the guy off and they continue their walk to avoid causing a scene after Starlight asks Huey to back down. Later, Kimiko visits Frenchie in prison, but he refuses to see her or anyone. Firecracker replaces Cameron Coleman as the anchor of Vought News Network. Her first story focuses on Jewish space lasers brainwashing people. MM watches and turns the TV off. He tries to meditate but is interrupted by a panicked call from A-Train, who is terrified he will be found out as the leak. After A-Train gives the boys some intel about a meet and greet at Tech Knight's house, MM devises a plan to infiltrate the party, where they might uncover what Tech Knight has been discussing with Sister Sage. With Butcher missing, they turn to Webweaver, a soup, for help. Webweaver, a drug addict, agrees to help in exchange for a fix. MM reluctantly helps him and they prepare for the mission by taking his costume. Homelander, Ryan, and the 7 attend Tech Knight's party. Tech Knight suggests a team-up with Homelander but is immediately dismissed because Homelander would never be an equal to Knight. Ashley, who goes way back with Tech Knight, shows up at the party to the surprise of Sister Sage. Huey, disguised in Webweaver's suit, sneaks into the mansion to plant bugs and gather information. Homelander mentions to Victoria a secret meeting to convince the rich elite to commit high treason. Victoria, worried but strategic, supports Homelander's plan despite its risks. Sister Sage advises her to maintain their alliance for the upcoming challenges, claiming that women in the past can only be successful by pretending around the men before cutting their throats. Victoria keeps her composure, even as Homelander reveals Stan Edgar is out of jail. Tech Knight takes Webweaver, aka Huey in his suit, on a house tour. He invites him to his secret tech cave, a BDSM dungeon and a torture chamber. Tech is delighted to show Webweaver this room, inviting him to be his next sidekick. Huey notices Tech Knight's last sidekick chained to a wall in a gimp suit. Tech Knight misinterprets Huey's nervousness as excitement, promising more extreme activities. Huey manages to humor Tech Knight until Ashley interrupts. Tech Knight instructs Huey to clean up with sandpaper, but Huey is soon tied up and subjected to Ashley's sadistic whims. Tech Knight grows suspicious when Huey can't recall Webweaver's safe word, leading Tech to rip off his mask and find Huey inside. Annie, Kimiko, and MM sneak into the party after they lost contact with Huey. Starlight uses a syringe to subdue Firecracker, and MM holds Sage at gunpoint while Kimiko searches for Tech Knight's secret book to open the passageway into his dungeon. Sage is shot when she tries to trigger an alarm. Kimiko convinces A-Train to help MM, who collapses, by bringing him to a hospital. Meanwhile, Homelander prepares for his meeting but struggles without Sage's support, as she's incapacitated by the bullet. Victoria steps in, reassuring the attendees of her control and outlining her vision. She gains their support. Huey, Starlight, and Kimiko find Tech Knight and they try to torture him for information, but this only excites him because he's into BDSM. Ladio, the former sidekick, helps them access Tech Knight's computer with access to his bank accounts. Realizing hurting him physically won't get anything out of him, they start to donate his money to various causes like the Innocence Project and Black Lives Matters. Tech Knight starts to lose it and reveals his deal with Homelander and Sage about turning prisons into internment camps. Elijah, Tech Knight's assistant, strangles him, telling Huey and the others to leave. As they depart, Elijah reveals Webweaver's safe word, Zendaya. Back at Vought, Firecracker tells Homelander she ran into Starlight at Tech Knight's house but that she got away. She demonstrates her loyalty by producing breast milk after a regimen of drugs to make her body produce it. Homelander drinks the milk, finding a new maternal figure in Firecracker. Meanwhile, Butcher returns to Samir with more equipment, pressuring him to develop the virus despite the catastrophic risk. Kessler, now revealed as a figment of Butcher's imagination, insists on the necessity of the virus to finally eliminate all soups. Butcher struggles with this,